Hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another stream of building a game for the JS13K Game Jam, where we have to build a game in only 13 kilobytes. And I'm building a VR game using A-frame. Now that's a specific category where you are allowed to use a library that does not count towards the 13 kilobytes. I'm doing A-frame this time. And I'm building a shooter type game. So let's just quickly jump into things. Let me show the game first. Let's restart this. That's the easiest. I always forget what port I chose. I picked a random one and now I don't know which one it is. So this is the game right now. Now you might notice a little line here. This was some experiment I was doing. What I also should be able to do now is show it in VR. Let me check if that works. So if I do this, yeah. So I think I have this set up now. Wait, this is not... haven't had the port forwarding set up. So if you don't know how to do that, let me show the desktop again. I was just... Oh, now it works. So it is... You open this page and this enables the port forwarding, so you don't have to do any special servers or whatever. As long as you have a cable connected to your PC, you can debug right on your Quest device. So now I should be able to go to VR. And you should be able to see the browser, yeah. Now if I reload it, it should open that URL. And then we can just enter in VR. And now we are in VR. So I was testing the ray that is in here, and we should have, yes, I just implemented a snap rotate. And yesterday we implemented a smooth locomotion system, so we can... Oh, it's not working correct. I'm moving backwards. I'm not moving in the right direction anymore. Oh, that's a snap rotate, I think. Haha, there's an extra rotation. Okay, that's a bug we need to start to fix first. Anyway, what I was afraid of was that I needed to do a real raycast to detect if I hit a mouse or if a mouse is below. They're actually quite big. They're giant muted mice or something. Anyway, if there's a chair, but if you look at the chair or the mouse, I can, as soon as I hit it, these meshes just interact with the ray. Precisely, I can point in between things. So if I would shoot a mouse and I would shoot there, I hit it. But if I would shoot right over the back, I would miss it. Now I also modeled some sort of gun laser thing to do. Oh. And there. That's weird. The controllers went away. So yeah, pointing is a bit weird, but I'm not sure if I'm going to rotate the hands so they are in a different direction. But it's on your wrist, so you have to really do a wrist thing to make it work. But yeah. But we can detect if we hit a mouse or something else, or a wall or whatever. So that's pretty nice. Now let's go and fix this rotation thing. Or we can leave this open. David, welcome. We can also debug the that issue we just noticed in VR right here. If we hit VR here, we're now in an emulator. So we can move back and forth and we can rotate. And now if we rotate and we move forward, we go in the wrong direction. I think that's a quite easy fix since we only look at the rotation of the camera. And we need to somehow do both. I think I might be able to do something similar to this. That was my first thought. So here I just get the rotation attribute. But what if we do something like object 3D? That's the underlying 3D object. And then we do get... Is it world direction? I think it is. The result will be copied in this vector. Okay. So we can do direction vector. No, that's not correct. It's not the direction vector. Let's just do a new vector first. New vector 3. And then we plop it in the rotation. So now we have the world rotation. Oh, I also did something else which was really annoying me. I always forget to add the components in the imports here. But now I added something to the build. So say I would forget to do this. And as soon as I demo it, it doesn't. Oh, it's commented. The regex probably need to delete it. Yeah. If it's not there, it says that, well, the error is that there's a file not in the index. It is in the components, but it's not in the index, and it's snap rotate. But it probably, it does a regex check, so it finds it anyway. Well, it's not perfect. But it works. So now when I see an error, I know that it's wrong. Yeah, always. It's so weird. Things work before a demo or a live stream or whatever. And when you show it off, it breaks. Always. Always. It's so weird. But this... That's also interesting. We have an error. Oh. Did we introduce... So when A-frame or anything gets imported, yeah, this breaks. This is not allowed. This is... We cannot do that because this means we are going to bundle A-frame or 3GS. The weird thing is, I thought it was working. Is it the number camera rig, smooth locomotion? Why did it decide to import it? Oh, I know. So before I was using it only as a type and then it gets removed. In this new case, I say new vector 3 and now it's not a type. If I do 3 vector 3. Now it's a thing on 3, and now it gets ignored. Yeah. So I am allowed to use A-frame. That's one of the special rules for this category. So we have the WebXR category, and there's a special room that A-frame, Babylon.js, 3JS, or Play Canvas do not count towards the 13 kilobytes. And the great thing about A-frame is that you get 3JS for free. So these are the libraries. Oh, this changed. This means I could bundle it. Ah, well, we got it working now. We continue what we have. Let me check if it's the same link still. I think it's a different link. It's weird. Why did the link change? But this is not. Okay, oh, they just show the releases. Oh, I have this UMD URL. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that would have been a nice challenge to do it in web GPU. Huh. Okay, never mind. But that's the rule. Well, you cannot use A-frame without 3JS. A-frame is built on top of 3JS. So when you use A-frame, you get 3JS automatically. So A-frame is basically the VR stuff and the component stuff and making it easy to these kind of things. That's what A-frame adds on top of 3JS. So yeah, but I need to be careful that is not included here. Now we have 2 steps, so this is still not completely optimized. And if I would run my production build, it does a lot more stuff. Also showing how much bytes we have. But now it's a completely minimized thing, and yeah. Everything that can be removed is removed here. I can make it a bit bigger. You see that the data is taking up a lot of space in here as well. Pretty cool. One of the fun things about this setup is it's using ESBuild. That has an automatic refresh. Which, oh, if it breaks, if we have an error, it doesn't break. But if I save a file and it compiles, it should automatically refresh. And if we go to ESBuild and have a look, that was the meta file. But if we do the bundle analyzer and I import my data. Oh, that's Rosie. That's not the right folder. I've also been looking into Rosie a tiny bit. I really want to have her in VR. So yeah, this is how the code is structured and how much space everything is taking up. And if you go, you need to optimize. This is one thing that you can start looking to see. Well, compared to other things, the snap rotate is pretty big. And there are other charts as well. But this one is most interesting. I wonder why the snap rotate is relatively big. Yeah, there's a lot of data in there. Hmm. We can optimize a few things. Let me move this here. Well, let's just close this one. Let's close the other files. Oh wait, we were fixing a bug. Let's focus on that first. I was almost assuming that we had it fixed now, but we don't. So my thought was that if we take the world direction instead of the local direction, since the camera is on top of the rig, it's inside the rig, so if we rotate the rig, the camera would rotate automatically. Yeah, it's great. So I actually started using ESBuild for my builds because Wonderland is doing that natively. That's always using, or by default, you can do other things well, but it's ESBuild by default, and ESBuild is pretty awesome. It works really well. It's feature complete, fast, very fast. And I was using Webpack in the past, and the time difference between Webpack and ESBuild is amazing. We have to do this here too. AI help, thank you. Because this would be smaller. Did we do the... No. I think these properties might get smooshed together, or... Does this work at all? If I now move forward, no. No, doesn't even work. Let me quickly check this code base of an other game. I think I'm shooting. Oh yeah. This is the Back to Space game, but I ported it to Wonderland engine. Set attribute rotation. Camera get attribute. I did so many weird things here. I need to files to include, and this is old, whatever. I thought it was old. I want to include everything that's in old. Oh wait, it could be that world is not found. Haha. So this doesn't use world rotation. Okay. Let's revert these changes. Because I think if the camera is rotated and the rig is rotated, can we just add them together? Would that work? So now we have 2 rotations, but if we go to VR and we rotate our head, we rotate that one, and if we snap rotate, we rotate the other one. But this rotation doesn't change. Can we just do this? Oh, what did I do? Oh, that's that. Plus rig rotation.x. Or is that too weird? Nope, it's not too weird. It actually works. Yay, bug fixed. I'm not sure if it's the correct way, but it works. And if it works, it's fine by me. Can we make this smaller? I don't think so. Yeah, this wouldn't matter. I had AI translate this to from Wonderland to A-frame. Did a pretty good job. I needed to fix some things, but did a pretty good job. This is such a weird thing that you have to do it like this. Oh well. Yes, let's ship it. Let's quickly do an AI review. Yeah, it's getting there. Right road to negative direction. The direction is incorrect. Huh? But it works, right? Oh no, it doesn't. Yay! Thank you, AI. Was that all? Let's do that again. See, somehow I changed that code here a moment ago, and now it broke, and AI fixed it. It's not fast. Imagine if this would become really fast. You just click a button and it just works. There's just immediately feedback. That's taking too long. Cancel. It's fine by me. Let's AI a commit message. Yeah, it's fine. Commit and push. Bye bye. So I was dropping in some other components. I added this one. Yeah, but every now and then the AI messages for the commit messages are like it's writing a book or something. Way too long. But it's getting there. I have this game and I have this shoot. And what I was thinking is that we detect the trigger when we shoot. And then we see if we handle where we handle things. Yeah, and if we hit the mouse, we just destroy it. I think that would be the game plan for now. So we need to implement shoot. On shoot, we cast array. Or we check the array what we hit. Or something like that. And then in game, we do scoring or something. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. We're not doing one line, sorry. Let me check the old code. Because I have a shoot control here. Now this was weird. It can do all buttons. Button down, but I don't even check the button. And I skipped all this. Yeah, just a laser. Is it in games like Call of Duty? Do they shoot a bullet really? Or is it so fast it doesn't really matter? So in this game, I did not shoot a bullet immediately. I fired a missile and that would traverse through space. And that would check if it hit something. And I think it checked it based on collision distance. If the distance is smaller than something, then it's a hit. So I think we're just going to do a raycast. Now that raycast is already in the game now. Technically, we have it there. We have this gun ray. And I completely forgot how the raycaster works, but I'm pretty sure there's documentation on that here. This is hacked by test raycaster. What? That's weird. Someone messed with the data and got it published. Huh. Let me take a quick screenshot of it so I can send it to the A-frame guys or fix it. Rosie, probably. Cursor, line, entity component. It's interesting because... Oh, actually, I had it already. The raycaster can use a 3D raycaster checks for certain objects, blah 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 blah. Raycaster intersection hit something. Maximum distance, interval, line color. Yeah, we can just hide the line. The tricky thing is, as always with these kind of things, do we know what I hit? The event detail contains intersection objects. Nice. Because I need to check. I want to check. This is an interesting one. I rarely use this. But if the raycaster hits something, we only have to enable the ray when you shoot, right? And then we can immediately disable it again. It's about 1 frame we need to check. If you pull the trigger, we need to check. So it's not something that runs indefinitely. I wonder if it would work that way. Customizing the line. No. Okay. First we need to check if we press the trigger. So basically we need to have this whole shoot component here. Now this is a shoot component with that whole controls thing built in. I'm going to move it right here to my other screen for a second so I can more easily see that. I'm just going to type it over because it's not correct. So we need to basically check the button down event. So we have a this dot button down event. It cannot fix this automatically. That's too bad. The reason this fails is because this has to be in here. Now I think I made it private, right? Yeah. So when I do underscores and stuff, things get made. I tell the build system that this can be minified. This is only something that is used in this file. There are no external dependencies. It's kind of private thing. So feel free to make it into something else. Now we need to add two functions. Yes, basically play, and we need to trigger down, button down. I think it's button down. None of them is default. It used to be button down, but... And we do pause, let me say remove it, done. Do we need to check for the button up too? Yes, because you can shoot only when you release the trigger first. So we need to reset it. Or would that just be another button down event? Well, we need to test. Would this be good enough for a test? I think it is. Let's go into the index. So we shoot with this one. So let's do it here. Shoot. Yeah. Is it still running? It is still running. So when I it's not triggering. Did it correctly build? A entity rig. No. So what's happening is that if it's not building, I'm only watching the TypeScript files, not the HTML file, so I need to... Which button is button down? That's in event.details, but we don't have that yet. That's why I want to capture the event yet. I want to know what's in there. So now I still don't have an event. It's still not in there. What? It did build. Shoot is in the thing here. Do we get some weird caching thing? Or am I blind? Shoot is now in here. So maybe AI was right. No. The old code was lowercase. There we go. But it fires on all buttons. Even that one. But it doesn't really matter because we should have a detail here and there's an ID. And I think that ID is what we, yeah, ID 1, ID 0. Press, touched, and the value. It's weird that it's all false when we press the button. Or does it fire with that value? Nope. Anyway, I don't care. Which button do we need? The trigger. So that's just button 0. ID 0. Do I check that here? In the old code? Nope. There's a whole construction in my old code that does all kinds of things with buttons, but doesn't check it. It's probably in there somewhere. But yeah, it's always typos. And or AI. Now the thing is, this is actually a custom event. I did do that somewhere. Was it here? Yeah, I need to parse it to a custom interface. Otherwise it doesn't work. So I'm going to do something similar. Button event ID. Well, that's fine. We don't need anything else, probably. We might need to know if the button is, how far the button is pressed. But so now we have a button event. So would this work? Oh, I believe from my tests it didn't work. I mean, this would make things easiest. Yeah, we get errors here. Because the types are not the same. And there's probably a nice way to fix it, but I don't have... I don't want to look at it. So we just make this... event. And now we say button event, yeah. Wait, we even say if. I think it was 0. So now, when we make this bigger, we shoot, but we don't shoot on the other buttons. Yay! Progress. So now when we press, I want to see that we hit the mouse. Pew pew. No, we need to check Raycaster. What would be the nicest way to do that? I need to have access to that ray. There's nothing here, right? How to do that? Or was it the other way around? Hmm. Would this be on... I wonder something. Let me just try this real quick. So now it's dependent on Raycaster, right? Now Raycaster in my index is not actually on this one. It's the gun ray. And the reason I did that is because I want to change the position slightly. This is not correct. The paw is actually moved over a little bit. We can just add a selector for it. And we say default. Not it's rig, but gun ray. Let's call this ray. So now we should be able to, well, look at the components here. Would it already be enough? I don't know. A-frame keeps on amazing me. It does. We hit 3 objects. That's cool. Object. Yeah, this is a weird object. It's a entity R. So this is the mouse. This is a entity. Also mouse. You hit the mouse twice. Also R. How do we know if this is the mouse? Type mesh. It doesn't have a name. We can give it a name. Well, what I did, that's why I thought it was a mouse because of the R. I added a class R. Oh, also to the world. Haha. Because I check for interactions with R. We could add M for mouse, right? Oh, HTML doesn't update, so let's just save the snap rotate. Apparently that, oh wait, I think if there's no change, the ES build doesn't trigger or something. It noticed that there's no change. So now we are above a mouse, we trigger. We had 2 objects this time. We have an object with the classes R and M. and a component mouse. And this one is probably an object with only R. Yeah. So this is the ground. So we know we hit the mouse, and now when we move away, just ever so slightly, so we are not hitting the mouse. We hit one object, and this is probably the ground. Yay! What is in that intersections thing? It's funny. There's no... It's intersection objects, and there's also a member. Damn it. I want to have these. To make things easier. VR. Shoot. So now I just have the entities I hit. I wonder why I hit the mouse twice. Would it be the same mouse? It probably hasn't. I think the object had an ID or something. B3. And the second one, if that's also B3 objects, no, that's a different object. Interesting. Why? I don't know why it hits the mouse twice. Too bad this doesn't have any IntelliSense. But there's only a raycaster in. So what type of object would it be? It is an array? But of what? Of A entities. Wait, we can check if we hit. We need to first check if we hit something. Oh, I hope that we can do some querying on this. Although it would be fun if we hit the wall, we need to do something. But first we need to check if we hit something, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to copy an old component real quick. It's a very, very useful thing. It's called self-destruct. And we're going to upgrade it a bit. So this self-destruct component is just something that is very simple. After a number of seconds, it deletes itself. That's probably because we want to have an animation or maybe a slight delay in how this mouse would disappear. And this is how we do it. Shoot, if we hit something that contains the class M, we add the self. Oh, now we have the error. I forgot to add it. There we go. So now we have the self-destruct in there. We go to VR. And we rotate. Well, first let's try shooting something else. Doesn't do anything. Now if we hit the mouse. Oops. The paw disappeared. That's not that's not what should happen. That's technically what self-destruct would do. But can we do it directly like this, or do we need to go into the L first? I don't think so. We probably can do it like this. It's already refreshed. I like that. Let's point at the mouse, press. And the mouse disappears. Yay, we can shoot mice. Now this is a very, very long time, so I'm going to set it to, I don't know, 50 milliseconds. 50 milliseconds. AI, get lost. 50 milliseconds. Yeah, so it's almost. And if you want to remove the chair, we're out of luck. Yeah, I actually found a bug about it. I had code snippets. I always use code snippets. You might have seen them using it in this too. I added a lot of stuff. If I want to have an A-frame property, I can just do this. And now I don't have to type everything. If I want a boolean, I do AFP boolean. And I have a boolean. I want to have a vec3. It's so simple to just do these little things. But what happens in a lot of cases, so we do color, and I want to change the backpack color. So I start typing back, and now it doesn't do it. Often what happens is that the AI would make this longer already. And then you do backpack and it makes it, or you just want to do back. And it makes it longer into something else. You tap and then you have some other code, you need to go back. Or when you have multiple places you want to edit, you do tap to go to the next one. But then it changes the code, the stuff that it's typing, and things change, and your code snippet stops working. Really annoying when it happens. But it's slowly getting there. I think it was yesterday. Things broke completely. There was an update on VS Code Insiders, And it completely broke ChatGPT. Nothing worked anymore. They need to start thinking again. But basically this is cool. Now we have this mouse. I want to have some more mouse so we can test it. They're hiding. Oh wait, these positions can be negative. These positions are real world positions and not the voxel stuff. Yeah, it tries to guess your intent. But sometimes it's not the correct intent. Or like a few minutes ago, I wanted to make it 50 and it was suggesting 500. No, 5,000. No, I want 50. Maybe it should listen. Yes. Yeah, I often have that same thing. Intent, yeah, I don't know intent. No, we're going to have thunderstorms. Could get noisy if we get a lot of rain. Anyway, we were adding some mice. Okay, cool. I think we need to test it in VR and see if it works there too. So yeah, let's do that. Not sure it's still working. Oh, I think it is. It's still visible, so we can walk around, we can move around, and we can... And if we try to hit the chair, but we should be able to aim in between the chair and hit the mouse. Yay! Now they are quite big, actually. Now I don't like that voxels get made smaller, but I did make my paws smaller than the wall voxels. I mean, this is one voxel, and my entire paw is smaller than the one voxel. So maybe we should just not care about that and make the mice a bit smaller. Is there time left? Yeah, we can go on for a little bit. Let's go and commit this change. Let's first check the what? Oh. Typo. It's still not bad for how we're going. Yeah, I was thinking of scaling the player down. So right now you are just at the normal 1.70 meters. But if we would set you at well, 70 centimeters or something. Oh, I just stopped the server. So this would change your view of things a bit. Now you're smaller. Mice are way too big. What is my scale? Yeah. What if we just do something like this? Let's test this out, see what happens. How small are they now? I think that's more realistic, but it's a bit too small. But if that's that's not right. That cannot be true. Now I need to change so many force. Yeah, I want to wait. AI, fix. You know what to do. Yes. Thank you. I mean, if those are the things I really like about the AI integration, it's called next edit suggestions. I think this is a nice scale. And let's check VR again. See, now I'm automatically at the 170 height again. Because that's the default height of a player in VR. That's a bit odd, but the mice are way cuter and actually look like mice now. So, next question. How do we bypass the height of the player? I think we need to change a property, but I have no idea how to do that. Maybe we can see that in here. Maybe it's on the scene. No. So there are some settings. I think if we change it, so now it's testing, is it local floor or bounded floor? I always forget. Oh, wait. Thank you. Local floor is a bit of point close to the user's head located at session start. Yeah, so by default it's local floor, but if we set it to local, it's a point near our head, so the camera would be... It could be that we just drop into the floor, but it's worth a try. Okay, this is doable. So we set it to local. We don't need, we hit test, we just need local. Now this could completely mess up everything. I'm not sure if it supports that. Let's check VR. If this works, we need to just take it into account that we do it that way. We need to keep it in mind. Right, I think I broke something. I think local is not working here. It's nice. It's a nice error. So these are the official ones. Can we do viewer then? There is an alternative way. And then it just moved the whole level up. I wonder if I did something. Let's grab the old code again. Just curious how I did things here. Index. Oh, that's the wrong index. No. This is also an A-frame project I did for JS13K. No, I also did not do anything with the XR. Let's consult our good friend Copilot. Is there an easy way to make the head of the player seem to be at 0.5 meter instead of the normal room scale. Height of player. The device thinks the player is too high. Component open your page. It is the rig into the actual head of the VR is when you enter VR and shift the percentage down. A simple component. It's bigger than any other component we have. But it is a way. It's too bad that this just doesn't work. I mean, we can group everything. And then say position equals -1. No. 1. I mean, technically this would do the same thing as to move the player half a meter down. But now when we are in VR, we have it like this. I need to see it in VR if it works. If it does, it's way better. It's easier and it's less code. It's not as good. That height thing is better, but it's something. I'm a bit too small now. Oh, but that's tricky, yeah. The thing is, I'm sitting. If I'm standing, I'm taller. So I need to move it. But I feel like a little kitten now. Chasing mice. Now I need to add jumping too. Okay, but it shouldn't matter if you are standing or sitting. Well, that was something I was thinking. One of the ideas I had with this was not shooting, but you have to actually capture the mice like a real cat. So instead of using the controls to rotate and move around, you just put your paws on the ground, and just by putting your paw on the ground and dragging, you walk around, and you need to do that slowly. So to do that, you actually have to get on the ground on your knees and do the game like that, and then put your head down to go under a chair and slowly move towards the mice. But it's getting pretty late. I think I'm going to have a good night of sleep over this and see if I can come up with a way of doing this in, well, less code than this. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Technically, I don't care about exit VR. To be really fair, I think I'm just going to copy paste this component real quick. I cannot do that. Is there more in here? No. You cannot really select in these windows. That sucks. But I think I'm just going to do major assumptions. Head offset. Yeah, that needs to go. That needs to go. Save. Yeah, a lot of errors and issues. You know what? I'm doing it the other way around. We do A-frame component. And now we drop it in. But now we have these things here, so we can just take this out of the schema. Drop it in here. And why is init not working? Oh, comma expected. And I need to put it in the index. I think I'm just going to remove pretty much everything from this file. Because technically, I don't really care about exit VR. Why should I need to change the head back if I exit VR? But also, this component never gets removed. So once it's added, it's fine. It can stay there. And I don't actually really don't care about best practices, cleaning up. And I just realized it with these two, but I might want to disable the locomotion. That's why I removed the listeners. But with the offset, enter VR. So if I don't care about that, I mean, it adds the event listener. If I just take this function, oh, it actually does a request animation frame. Ooh, that's daring. Exactly, less is always better. So I don't want this. I don't want this. I probably need to have the original position. Too bad I can't say add it for me. We'll fix that later. on init. This won't get removed. I might want to keep the exit. No, might want to keep the exit VR. I mean, it's just a few lines of code. And the original position might be different. What do they have here? Probably doubling up things a bit. Object is possibly undefined. I don't think so. Scene. Possibly undefined. I don't think so. We'll wait a few frames until XR pose is available. Oh, that's why try just is done here. Oh. Why would the camera L be null? So that. Yeah, we made some groups here. And this, the things, it's, yeah. Well, let's comment this there. Oh, let me comment. Let's comment this for a second. Original position, this original position. There is no this original position. That's because it's not in here. And that's because we didn't specify what this is. There we go. Now I think this is way too complicated. Head offset. I think 0.5 is fine, so I only go here and I say head offset. Are we still doing builds? Head offset TS. Applied offset. So now it's 0.5 meter. Is it? I think it's the same height as it was before. If you look at the wall, the camera didn't change. I think. No, the camera didn't change. I think it immediately changed back. Because it would update the height of the camera based on your head movement. Or did I do it wrong? Yeah, I did do it wrong. Wrong project. We don't need to adjust the camera, we need to adjust the rig. If we adjust the rig, oh no. Is it still running? Yeah. If we adjust the rig, so we are a pretty big cat, but the perspective is way better. Let's do a quick VR check. I'm so glad I have this up and running. I have had streams where this was not this smooth. I'm not. Oh, now I am. Interesting. It doesn't update immediately. But this would be the right height, right? Now I can, my paws are on the floor. I kind of feel like I'm small. Yeah, slowly and surely we're getting there. I wonder why it takes so long. I kind of know why it takes so long, because it doesn't really check. It doesn't... I mean, there is a tick, and I think we need to update in tick. Let's do an agent thing here. Can you refactor this code so that the request animation frame is removed and the check is done through the tick method? So let's do some agent coding. I don't like doing it like things like this. Actually, in the self-destruct, no, the self-destruct did do it with through the tick. Whoa, yeah. See, that's why I didn't want to do it automatically, manually. It seems to take a lot of time. Now we need to check the changes. Nothing to do, not adjusting, just return. That's right. No camera found for some reason. Okay, this we're going to remove because who cares? Then we do this, and then we have to remove. Yeah, it's improved. It improved the code a bit. Bind handlers so we can remove them later. Nah. For now, let's restore. I forgot one closing goodie brace, but we got him. Remove. Ah. Okay, save. So here it's immediately now. Let's check here. See, now it's immediately too. The request animation frame is just not right. Or didn't refresh. Let's make sure. We are high up. We are not in VR. We enter VR. And we are immediately on the ground. Great. Now this is going to cost us some bytes, I think, but it would add a lot to the game. Oh wait, the cables were how do you say that? Into each other, so I needed to remove it. Okay. Otherwise things will end bad. Let's chop away and see what we don't need. This check. If there is no position on this attribute. There is a position on this attribute. If there's no camera in the scene, why isn't it a const? Does it change? We don't use var ever. It's either var or let. Or null? Now, why? Now this might be... I'm just going to comment the exit VR part for now. We probably won't need it. So we need this line. If we're not adjusting, if we don't have a camera, we don't care. If we don't have a camera, there's nothing to adjust. So who cares? Is it set to possibly being null? Yeah, it is not null. All these things are never null. Well, this one is, but we remove it. I mean, it's fine. Camera L is null. No, camera L is not null. Where does it set a camera L then? Oh, we have rain. Let me quickly check the weather. Yeah, I am going to end the stream here for today. It's getting really noisy outside. It works. I'm just going to patch up some code during lunch or something tomorrow, and then on the next stream it'll be working, and we can continue. Probably making some mouse move. Let's do this camera. Probably making some mouse move. So it will be a bit harder to shoot them. I have little mouse holes for in the wall. And I'm planning on doing more different walls, making the house more interesting, adding doors, and I think the mice are going to run from hole to hole down the rooms. If time allows it, we can do a randomly generated level, but I think if we just set up one and people get to play that entire level and finish it, it's good enough for the jam. We can always make it better later. Since I want to work on making it look good next week. So it's now Wednesday, so I want to finish the basics this week and then do the looking good part next week. And then the jam is over. But I think we have something here. It's going to be a nice game. Well, David, thank you very much for hanging out with me today again. And if anybody else is watching, thank you for watching. And I hope to see you all on the next one. What button do we need? This one. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.